Vows stands out as an exciting investment case, screening well on both ESG and growth opportunities. And today I'm joined by the company CEO, Henrik Badin. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And the DNB analyst, Jørgen Lian. And we'll soon dig into the details, Henrik. But could you start off by giving us the short elevator pitch? Why should investors take a closer look at Vows?
It's an impact investment opportunity. It's a company that is a market-leading position in cruise. It has an all-time high order backlog, and it's delivering profitable growth. Now moving into actually new industry verticals with where we see large demand for our technology.
Short and sweet. Great, Jørgen. According to your research, you recently initiated the coverage on Vows. It is the right company at the right place at the right time. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yes. The first thing is that this is a company that has been delivering clean tech solutions for a long time, so they have experience. And they've also built up a considerable know-how, which places them well, and also with a large backlog, which gives some visibility to near-term earnings. So those are the first two. And for the last one, we're in a time where there's a lot of focus on ESG in general. There's available funds, and people are willing to invest, which gives them favorable tailwinds at the moment.
The coronavirus, Henrik, is affecting all companies or close to these days. It seems like, are you affected, and what part of the business? And if so, what steps are you taking towards this?
We are closely monitoring the situation. Our project part of the business, delivering project to cruise shipyards, we don't see any impact at the moment. The shipyards are running full force. We don't see any constraints in the supply chain. We do, however, on the 1/3 of our business is after-sale recurring revenue towards ships in operation. Some of these ships are rerouted, new itineraries, new ports, but our teams are rerouting supplies. So at the moment we're handling the situation. So no material impact of our business.
And also, if I could just shoot in, then you have considerable lead time, of course, on when the vessels that you deliver systems to, for instance, in cruise, are going to be on the water. So you can say there's perhaps limited flexibility in terms of when your systems will be installed, despite some things might be delayed for a few months or so.
And when I said I don't see any constraints on the supply chain, most of our we have European content on our technology and solutions. We do also actually source something from China, and today we are able to get supplies out of China, and some of the cruise ships even operates in Asian waters, and we're handling the situation.
And as I saw earlier this morning, actually, it just flashed on the screen that you're out with a new contract within the cruise segment. So things are obviously still happening.
And that contract is for a Chinese shipyard for building a ship for a joint venture between the Chinese state and Carnival Corporation. So even a contract from China this morning.
Okay, so let's do a bit more on the background. So maybe you could start by telling a bit about your background and also the history of Scanship, which is now named Vows.
Myself, I'm educated as a civil engineer. I've been working in the 90s, installing wastewater systems on municipalities and industrial applications. I was asked in 1999 to develop a wastewater purification system. I take lead on that in Scanship, joined Scanship in 2001. And with that, we made a total clean ship system for Scanship that had been in business since 1993. So with that total system portfolio for cleaner ocean for that industry, we developed sort of a strong offering. I was promoted CEO in 2006, and we have been developing nicely in that space. The industry has been growing, of course. This industry has tripled in size the latest 20 years, and that's a 6% annual growth. And today there are 120 ships on order to be built in Europe. So the industry is sort of a robust, growing, and we are sort of increasing our market share in that space. So it's a good business for us.
Yeah. So it's been quite a long journey, but the last couple of years, things have been really starting to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
When I went to the technical university at Trondheim, most of the guys, went out in the oil and gas industry, and I went towards wastewater purification, and that was not that appealing at the moment, but it turned out to be a good choice.
So then the legacy business of Vow is delivering solutions to the cruise industry and cruise vessels. So could you just elaborate on what solutions you provide and how does who are your clients?
We have over the years handled all the waste streams on board a cruise ship from the hotel operations. These are large hotels at sea. And a cruise ship carrying 5,000 people could be comparable to a community in Norway with 25 to 30,000 people. So it's a lot of waste, and we are, purifying the wastewater, allowing only treated water overboard, and all the other waste streams, such as food waste, garbage, is processed in our systems. And on the conventional systems, these are incinerated. But of course, the latest years developed sort of a waste valorization technology on board, converting these feedstocks into energy for the purpose of helping the ship owners to decarbonize, actually, producing energy from waste that replaces partly fossil fuel. So we have been, developing this system portfolio to increase the impact for the ship owners. And helping them now lately, of course, through periods with a lot of scrutiny. The cruise industry has to show that they are doing something for the environment. And of course, the industry has committed to go 50% decarbonization, or reducing their CO2 emissions with 50% within 2030. So of course, a lot of initiatives around that area where Scanship has become very relevant.
How would you describe the competitive landscape in this part of the business?
It's of course it's a high threshold to get into the business, and there are few players in this space, few shipyards, few ship owners, a few suppliers. We have taken, historically we have had sort of a 1/3 of the business, and now we're increasing. Within some of our solution lines, such as purifying wastewater, we have had periods more than 60% market share, and that's a unique position. And we see that in overall the total solution provider that we're providing today with all treating all these waste streams. We are increasing our market shares, and that is reflected also with the all-time high order book we have now.
And in 2015, you expanded to the aquaculture industry. Could you explain how that happened, and also why it's a good fit coming from your cruise business?
The aquaculture industry is pretty much faced with the same challenges as the cruise ships. They need to purify their wastewater, and they need to deal with their residues from production. They have a lot of solids that we come in with a solution to separate out, to dewater and to dry, and to convert into fertilizers actually. And of course, that's a strong need. As these plants become larger, and the amount of solids increases on sea-based systems, etc. We have been working on the smolt side. Of course, it makes sense to valorize this even further to produce energy and renewables from these residues. But of course, we have dipped our toe into the aquaculture industry. We have delivered 8 prestigious projects, smolt on land, closed sea-based, and also on land-based fish farms. But as this market will move more production onshore and closing sea-based systems, we see that this market will drive demand for our solutions.
So the growth potential is there.
The growth potential is there, definitely.
And now, of course, then you've embarked on the next step, which is taking the Vow business onto land and into land-based applications. First by buying, or you actually developed the microwave-assisted pyrolysis system in-house. And then in August last year, you bought the French cleantech company Etia, which has experience in this space. So just what drove you towards from cruise and aquaculture onto land-based, and what market potential do you see in this space compared to where you come from?
You know, we have been working for many years for waste valorization on board cruise ships, and we saw that we became relevant for other markets. And last year we were invited onto a land-based project in Drammen to valorize different types of waste streams at the waste management biogas facility, and where we also are demonstrating that we can produce more energy. And of course, this is a very interesting market for us, the biogas market. But of course, it gave us ambitions to look elsewhere outside the cruise industry. And of course, looking at different types of industry verticals with waste valorization technologies, we found ETIA. And they had developed applications for plastic to electricity, plastic to hydrogen, plastic waste to liquid fuel. They had developed technologies to convert biomass into valuable biocoke in the metallurgical industry to help that industry decarbonize. That's an industry today that uses 1 billion tons of fossil coal. So this company has developed sort of relevant technologies that makes business sense. Pyrolysis technologies that you can help clients use waste, use biomass for the purpose of producing clean energy and renewables and other commodities that is of value. So there's a business case behind what we're doing now on land-based applications. That's very exciting. And of course, markets that are much bigger than the cruise industry. So we have great tools and opportunities to grow the business in many different verticals going forward.
So if we assume that the strong demand is there, how will you be able to deliver on both quality and also on schedule?
We are buying ETIA. It's a technology company that has developed technology for 25 years. We are leveraging that business, and we are leveraging what we're doing on land-based with what we're coming from a cruise industry, where we have been delivering, systems to a high demanding industry, high quality demands. We have been able to scale the business. We have a strong supply chain to grow. It does mean that we don't build our systems, but we outsource the production of the systems, and that provides a very good scalability towards land-based. So I would say that the combination is a very good fit for our approach towards many of the land-based opportunities we see.
The pyrolysis technology, as I understand, is nothing new. So why now? What are drivers for demand, and how to take advantage of this opportunity?
Why now is that today there's a strong focus on decarbonization. There's a strong focus to reduce CO2 emissions. There's a strong focus to look for technologies that can help drive that case and mitigate climate change, actually. And pyrolysis has been in the market for many years. It's an old technology, but it hasn't been a business case for it. If you look at the guys in ETIA that started with developing pyrolysis technologies 20 years ago, there was no strong business cases. But today there's a strong driver because it makes sense for an industry to decarbonize because they're reducing their CO2 taxes. It makes sense for the forestry industry to valorize their biomass into the metallurgical industry because they can multiply the value of their biomass. So it's a business case and different incentives in that sense that it's a market for renewables, for example, that drives the demand for this type of technologies. So we're in a very good position.
Jørgen, when you look at Vow, how important would you say the land-based operations are for the investment case?
Well, in our view, it's very important. As we've touched upon, I mean, we're coming from a background where we've had very strong development in the cruise space, and a lot of tailwinds from that, which have built a large backlog. But looking at the order books now in cruise, you're looking at delivery is scheduled for 2027, which is well ahead in time. So in order to sort of scale up this business even further, we're probably looking at a need to enter a market that is much larger than what cruise has been, and that's exactly what land-based offers. So in terms of our just trying to look at the different parts of our price targets for the company, I'd say we're looking at close to 2/3 of what we look at in our price target is connected to land-based growth.
So how confident are you that Henrik and his team will actually deliver? I mean, it's probably won't be a walk in the park.
No, I think that's fair to say, and that's sort of where the investment case hinges. But looking at where Scanship previously has come from, delivering systems on time and have a very strong track record at the moment. You're winning contracts from others that aren't able to deliver on time, which shows a confidence in what you've been able to do and what standing you have in the business. That's what makes us confident that that's going to play out.
And we, of course, since we took over the company in October, we have entered in with that business unit. We have entered into 4 new contracts. The latest contract was actually last week, where an interesting contract, because this is an oil and gas or an oil refinery petrochemical industry in the Czech Republic, Unipetrol, that buys our technology to develop their own application for converting plastic waste into liquid fuel. So we see a lot of, and I think that's the model of Scanship. We're working with the largest players in the cruise industry space. They have large demand over time. They provide recurring business. We want to use that same type of model when we go on land, because we see these large industrial companies seeking to decarbonize, seeking to valorize waste and biomass into renewable products and clean energy. So we're coming from a very good delivery model, and we want to apply that delivery model on land.
So how do you view the competition and margin potential for both the cruise and the land-based business?
The cruise industry is a strong industry for us because we deliver a lot of repeat projects. When we enter into a contract at a shipyard, it's up to 10 ships in a series. So we deliver sort of repeats. We deliver something that is a high demand or a strong interest for the ship owners. So this is a game where the ship owner is actually saying that they want to go with Scanship on that ship. It's not sort of a game that is decided by the shipyards. So in that sense, it's not sort of a low margin area at all. And if you look at what we're doing now moving forward into waste valorization, these are business cases. We can help our clients to increase value on their waste that today is a cost for them. We convert that into value. We increase the value on the biomass. So it's a good business case, and this means that we can make good profits moving forward in those industries that we are approaching. So yes.
Will the margins from project to project be with large variations, or?
No, it's we have a pretty if you look at our order book today, it's a pretty constant high margin. And we see the projects that we have entered into with Etienne now since October is the strong margins.
Okay, that sums it up. Henrik, once again, thank you so much for coming, and everybody, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.